It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Saints and the Falcons coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, our new season begins with an NFC South matchup between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, here to welcome you to another NFL season. Always an exciting time, CD. And I tell you what, new is the opportune word here for these two division rivals, Atlanta and New Orleans. A couple of faces who have helped define this rivalry behind center, they're now gone. This is going to be an interesting one to watch.
And let's face it, it's a rivalry that always will blaze white hot, but it's definitely different now. Drew Brees gone 1 year from the Saints. Matt Ryan gone the next year from the Falcons, although he's still playing in Indianapolis. This is two teams in flux a little bit, trying to find their footing, although New Orleans still remains confident they can get back to the Super Bowl. Atlanta building for the future.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Well, the Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here. And at quarterback for them is a former second overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
After losing a starting job in Tennessee and playing as a backup in Las Vegas, many wondered if Marcus Mariota would get another shot to lead a team. Atlanta gave it to him this season as a bridge from Matt Ryan to the next era. Always a good... Discount Mariota as a playmaker can win games for the Falcons. He did take Tennessee to the playoffs in his second season and gained valuable experience in Las Vegas.
They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mariota. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Mariota. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing it.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week one. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams trying to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
On 2nd and 7, Mariota. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Throwing is Mariota. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. Now Mariota. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on. And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB. So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton. I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Kamara trying again. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down without the 2. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1. Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point. You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense. I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. To throw again on 2nd down. Mariota. That's to the speedster Olamide Zaccheaus. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll leave them with 3rd and a full yard to go. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Patterson. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. on first down, going back to Patterson. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Dalton's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 23 yards on the play.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
On second down, Kamara. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up fourth.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on fourth down. Give them 11 on the gain there, and it'll be first down Saints. Play action here with Dalton. Out to his left. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they go to work on a first and goal. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Falcons grab it. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season. And how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year. And we'll put the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
And Dalton to throw.
Open man is Michael Thomas. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Dalton sets up play action. Got a man. It's Brown.
So the completion good for just 3.
And it'll be second down. And it'll be Dalton again.
Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
The Saints on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far.
This will be 3rd and 5.
From midfield here, Dalton.
He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 31-yard line.
His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's a run for Ingram. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 13-yard line.
13 yards down to the 13.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Dalton operating in the red zone now.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
They'll give to Kamara here on the option.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. There go. It's no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
On 4th and goal. Here's the option.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill scoring on the 2-yard keeper.
And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
And sometimes you just put it in the hands of your quarterback, let him take you home.
And you just know the NFL playbooks nowadays have gotten just a little bit thicker because just about everyone has a quarterback run series involved now, and we just saw the evidence of it.
Do defenses hate that?
Drives them crazy because the quarterback is usually not a guy that runs with the football. You cover everyone else, and all of a sudden he waltzes in on you.
Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
To throw, Mariota.
And complete to Drake London.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Mariota. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down.
Another completion right back to Patterson.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions,
touchdown! Drake London with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Coup for the extra point.
It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Here's Dalton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Dalton's throw there taken in by Smith.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Now Dalton.
Quick slant to Brown. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Another chance for Dalton.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't get in.
His back has been a dependable safety back all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
This offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10.
This is Smith with a grab. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Second down and goal. Dalton. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. This could possibly be a push-off. Looked like some hands both ways. They got it on the offense.
Sometimes there's a fine line between being the receiver and the DB, and he knocked that one away. Might have caused an incompletion that could have been an interception.
The final act of the first half. Dalton. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game.
And the Saints would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll begin with, let's call it a testy-est rivalry in the NFL today. Cincinnati playing host to Pittsburgh in the AFC North. And it's the Bengals who have the lead in the second quarter. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Nico Collins, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a touchdown reception. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. It's a new season, so both of these coaching staffs likely making plenty of adjustments after their first half of football. So for the call of the second half here in Week 1, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
But they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
A.J. Terrell coming up to make the play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Kamara. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he is going to have a Saints first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down. And, Charles, it's not very often an elite back becomes available. They jumped on him. I think they were smart to do so.
I agree, and we hear so often about how the running back position is devalued. But when you have a chance to get one of the truly best, top of his game, you go out and get him.
Now it's the backup Winston. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up.
Touchdown, Saints. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Saints are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 24. To throw is Mariota. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Mariota. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Again, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Saints take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Falcons offense set to go. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the end zone, here comes Williams. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And here now come the Falcons. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time? It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone. A fumble return and a Saint touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taking it about the 1. Williams now on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Mariota. That's brought in downfield by London. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing, Mariota. Zaccheaus here hauling it in. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now Mariota. Complete to Zaccheaus. Touchdown, Falcons. Olamide Zaccheaus, 33 yards. And the Falcons are able to claw one back. Koo able to connect on the extra point. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Tackled by D'Angelo Malone. 2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Saints on third down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Andy Dalton. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Kamara try the right side. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Here's Mariota. And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern. Tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
They'll try on fourth. Here's Dalton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a New Orleans first down. Jameis to throw it. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 35 yards. And the Saints are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Well, CD, simply put, if anyone around the league wasn't paying attention to them to start the season, they will be heading into Week 2. This has been an impressive Week 1 performance.
They've certainly announced that they are ready to go, haven't they? They wanted to send a message out to the rest of the league. You better put your eyes on us. We may be someone you have to reckon with.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Time to get another look at Drake London and the Falcons offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Steps away to his left. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Throwing again on second down. Mariota. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down. Mariota. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw Mariota. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Mariota now. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do go and get more, oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw here, Dalton. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. They'll go option to the short side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Oh, passing it, Dalton. He completes it to Olave. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Passing, it's Dalton. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Richie Graham. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know that... And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Winston here to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. So Dalton now. That's going to be caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. One last shot now for Mariota. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. Was not not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Saints, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to